Hello, this is the Fallen Dragonite, and this is my anime Fargo recovery series. Basically, it is now after the anime Fargo convention, and I was able to pick up a few interesting items that I will be reviewing on camera. So, without further ado, I'm going to be showing you this item that I got from the swap meet on September 15th. This is the Microman Magne Power Series number 14 Robotman Baron. Kind of a mouthful to say, but kind of really have to get all of it in there. Now then, what is Microman, you may ask? Well, in the US we know it by a different name, Micronauts. Now the Micronauts didn't really go past the 70s for us in the US here, but for Takara, the original creators, and yes, this is the same company that made Transformers, this continued on quite a while. I mean, sure, it went on and off, and I think it ended about 2003. Don't quote me on that. I'm trying to remember everything I read about this, but basically the Magne series was released in 1999. So yeah, it went that far. But also, from Microman spun off another toy line, Diaclone and Microchangers. Well, two lines actually. And those lines were used to make the American Transformers series that we know today. But still, even though Takara was focusing on Transformers, they still made Microman, or Micronauts as we know it here in the US. And this was part of that series. This was the Magiforce, which basically all the Magiforce series had the same kind of gimmick, which I will show you right now. Yeah, they had little magnets and steel balls that allowed you to swap limbs. These Robo ones had the removable limbs. These smaller standard figures could transform and then attach onto other figures as different limbs or weapons. Even the vehicles had some of that interchangeability too. In fact, you could rip a vehicle apart and use it as additional armor for these things. Sadly, I do not have those, but yeah, when I saw this at the swap meet, I knew I had to have this. And of course, because of the magnets, we got a nice ball joint-like joint in the shoulder. And because of the magnet, it holds really well. Same with the elbow here. In fact, it is another joint right here, giving it a double jointed elbow, which really makes it bend up quite nicely. Sorry if it's blurry. My camera does not have a focus, as I've told before. The head does have a swivel, but it's very tight. I'm not sure if this is because of the toy or because this toy is 20 years old. See, there's a metal ball in his chest. I think there was supposed to be like armor that could attach to his chest, but it was never really made. The hips also have a really nice range because, again, they are that magnet. The knees are under 9 degrees, and the ankles are a very tight ball joint. I am a little reluctant. It looks like a hinge, but yeah, they do rock side to side because there is a ball joint in there. But seems to be loosening a bit more now that I've been playing around with it a lot more than I was. There are also 2 more ports on the back, and there are 2 additional ports in his shoulders. Now then, this is all well and good, but is this everything? I bet you're wondering. And of course, I'm not sure about these bulbs on the knees because I didn't see anything that could attach. But yeah, he does come with accessories that make use of the gimmick. So without further ado, we will take this giant cannon piece. Now then, we could attach it here. We could attach it on his shoulder. We could rip off his arm and use it as a arm cannon. Or, as they show in the instructions, or at least the box, you can just click it onto his shoulder and make it a shoulder-mounted cannon, which I think actually looks quite nice. Of course, that's not the only accessory he has. He also has this giant fist, and there is also an alternate fist for the other hand, so no matter what arm you have it posted on, you always have the optional fist. And of course, yes, you could probably tell from this, and yes, it rotates, it is a launching missile. Now then, this was not depressed in the launcher in the box. So I don't know why it doesn't launch too far. Maybe it's just because the spring just kind of gave out a little bit over the years, or maybe it's just not that powerful of a spring to begin with. See, there is a joint right there. There is no joint on this cannon though, but you just rip off his arm and mount the giant launching fist on his arm. So we're going to just take this off to the side while I look at the others, which is this giant sword, which has nice chromed detailing. It feels like it's painted on. It doesn't feel like it's vac metallized, which can rub off, but again, time will tell if this thing rubs off, because it wasn't really taken out of the package when I found it. As you can see, there's also a little joint. There's a little place we can hold onto it right there. So we'll just take off his other arm for now and put that on there for a giant arm sword, which kind of looks weird with the joint there, but straight wise it looks kind of neat. But let's put that off to the side and look at the final weapon. Again, chromed claws on this little capture claw. Again, there's a joint there, a little tight. There's also a joint there, and it opens up really wide. Probably put a little figure in there too. So again, goes right there. And yes, I didn't point this out before, there's a joint here too. So yeah, we got a nice capture claw on him. Now then, that is all of his accessories, but let's do something a little fun here. Let's take his things here. Take the tiny arms, snap them right there, and yeah, insert your Mecha Shiva Venture Brothers jokes here. I would really like to get more of these sets just so I can have more parts to play with. Not gonna happen anytime soon, I think, because these are kind of hard to track down. I looked on eBay. The ones they had just weren't that cheap, and they didn't have a whole lot. That might change over time. There might be more listings sooner or later. And maybe I'm just seeing jacked up prices from scalpers, but yeah, we'll see if I can ever get my hands on more of these little Maggie Force figures, because I would really like to get a figure that can just turn to another arm for this guy. And there's also seems to be some sort of wing pack you can get for this too, from like one of the monster kits. Anyway, that is my review of Robotman 14 Baron of the Microman Maggie series. And I hope to see you guys again next review. Bye!